When the systems we follow start to fail us, what do we do? In this episode, I discuss why becoming self-governing is important in this day and age.
You are listening to the Sound Therapy Network podcast, where we talk about all things sound healing. This podcast is for practitioners and clients who want to learn more about this magical healing modality.
Welcome to the Sound Therapy Network podcast. I am your host, Niajae, embodiment coach, owner of Bliss Wellness Studio in Tampa, Florida, and the creator of Somatic Sound Therapy. I saw a post online that said something along the lines of the people in power are being exposed, organized religion is being exposed, gurus are being exposed. And the point of it is that we're seeing how the systems are crumbling, the old paradigms are crumbling, and we're used to believing in something or believing in someone. And when the systems that we believe in fail us or are crumbling, what do? So we're learning how many people have religious trauma. Something happened traumatic in the organized religion they were in, or it created shame or fear. And then people started turning to spirituality, turning to gurus. And then we're learning how much harm is being done in spiritual circles and healing spaces, gurus that are actually abusing or harming their clients, whether intentionally or unintentionally. And so when you're seeking something to believe in and it's re-triggering or re-traumatizing you, what do? And I think a lot of people are feeling loss. And what I feel is that this is a really important time for us to become self-governing, believe in ourselves, have that inner peace, that inner wisdom, that inner sovereignty to know that the answers are within, and that even what's happening in the world, it's really challenging, but we have to maintain some type of inner stability. And I say these in my meditations at my studio. Tap into your inner stability, finding stability and security within, no matter what is happening in the world around you. So that's my version of being grounded in the present moment, being grounded in reality. There's a lot of spiritual bypassing. So it's not to say duck your head in the sand and pretend that things are not happening, that things are not crumbling around us, because they are. And we also have to still live our lives, because we can't get this time back. So we can live in a state of fear and just worry about everything that's happening, or we can acknowledge it, honor it, navigate the heavy emotions around it, and still show up for our lives and be happy and excited and have as many magical, joyful, pleasurable experiences as possible. So I've been saying this on social media. We have to embrace duality. The systems are crumbling, and there's a really amazing astrologer that I follow that believes that this is part of power of the people taking their power back, because systems were designed to suppress us, oppress us. And we're taking our power back, which is a great thing. But in that process, in the calibration process, I think a lot of people are lost. A lot of people feel stuck because the things that they were taught to believe in or gravitate towards are failing them. And so what I feel is finding that inner autonomy. And instead of looking at what everyone else is doing, what society says to do, going within and checking in with yourself, checking in with your needs. What do you need to feel safe? What do you need to feel some level of peace? What do you need to nurture your nervous system in this time of chaos? And my studio focuses on nervous system regulation. And I had to say, our systems regulated right now with everything happening in the world? Not necessarily, but it doesn't mean throw the baby out with the bathwater, don't do any type of nervous system regulation because of everything happening in the world. It's actually the opposite. Bump up whatever you're doing to regulate your nervous system because there's so much happening in the world. And there's some people that will ignore it, not look at it, don't watch the news, don't listen to the stories of things that are happening. But it's really important that we not turn a blind eye and we're grounded in reality, but we don't have to allow it to consume us. We still can be happy. We still can enjoy life. So embracing duality, being able to hold the light and the dark is, I think, what's really important in this day and age. And then really going within, peeling the layers back of programming, because we're learning that a lot of the old paradigm isn't actually serving us. So looking at religious programming, looking at societal programming, looking at generational programming, and peeling those layers back to see who we are at a soul level and what we truly want, what we truly need to feel safe, to feel good in our bodies, to feel good in how we show up in the world. And that takes becoming self-governing. That requires autonomy. It also requires courage, because we were programmed to fit into a box. This is what society says you should do with your life, but we're learning that a lot of the societal programming is leading us to unhappiness, burnout, and illness. So becoming self-governing is really getting back in touch with yourself, your body first and foremost. And the first step to that really is regulating the nervous system, because if we're in a state of fight, flight, or freeze, we're reactive and it's more performative, versus when you feel grounded and connected to your body, connected to your intuition. Even if society's saying go this way, you know what's true for you within. But in order for us to do that, we have to be connected to our body. Our intuition communicates to us through our body. So if we're in a state of fight, flight, or freeze, and we're on edge and everything's tight and kind of clenched. I see people, they come into the studio and their shoulders are really high, their jaw is clenched, their fists are even clenched sometimes. So the first step really is regulating the nervous system, creating that safety in the body, relaxing the body, soothing the nervous system, so we can get to that true inner voice. When we're in autopilot and we're go, 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 and we're in a dissociated state, a lot of people are dissociated. And I want to take a moment to explain, even with one simple observation, I can tell if a person is dissociated. So we have an intake form at my studio, and it asks the clients to rate their level of stress, anxiety, and physical pain or tension. So let's say someone rates their level of stress or anxiety at an 8 or 9, sometimes even 10, but then they rate their level of pain or tension at a 0, a 1, or a 2. That means that individual is probably disconnected and dissociated from their physical body. They've had to ignore physical symptoms to keep going. And I just released a book about burnout, and that is one of the symptoms. Sometimes we have to ignore what's going on in our bodies to show up, to survive, to keep going. If your stress is at a 7, an 8, a 9, definitely a 10, you feel that in your body. If your stress is anything over a 4 or 5, there's usually a physical symptom that you're feeling: tightness, tension, pain, inflammation in the physical body. So if you're not feeling that, chances are you're not connected to your body. And that's most of society. The work that I do, I'm collecting this data and have been for years. So most people are not actually grounded in their body. And years of collecting this data and seeing the numbers, that's why I've made a lot of shifts in how I facilitate my sound baths. And I also do wellness scans where it's not just them checking in, it's an actual device that's measuring what's going on in the body. So I'm seeing both ends of it. I'm seeing it from the client data, and I'm also seeing it from a science-backed device. So when we're not connected to our body, we're not connected to our intuition. And what we think is intuition is usually programming. And so what I feel is important for us in this day and age is to connect back to our body so we can be self-governing, so we can go within for the answers, for guidance, for intuition, because a lot of what we were taught was to seek that information externally, and the external systems are not really serving us. And so being able to go within and ask, what is right for me? What is right for my life? What is the right decision? And make that decision from a grounded, intuitive, sovereign place. We weren't taught to have autonomy. We weren't taught to be sovereign beings. So to step into that requires a lot of unlearning. And that is a lot of the work that I'm doing with my clients and my mentees, is unlearning the programming, the religious programming, the societal programming, the generational programming that's actually harming us and standing in the way of us truly stepping into who we are on a soul level. And this is not about being esoteric. This is us making decisions, what's right for our lives, what's right for our businesses, what's right for our practices, and what's right for our health even. There's so much programming around health and people gravitating towards things that are actually harmful rather than listening to your body. Our bodies are so intelligent and will tell us what they need, but we have so much programming and we're disconnected from our body. So we're not listening to what our body's communicating to us. Our body communicates to us through sensations. And if we're numb and we've dissociated, we can't listen to what our body is communicating to us. So to me, being self-governing is first regulating the nervous system as much as possible with the chaos happening in the world, connecting back to the body, so grounding into your body so you feel the sensations. If someone's in a lot of pain, of course you don't want to feel pain, but that is why we have to get to the root of the pain. So if you've been dissociating for weeks, for months, for years, for decades, allowing the sensations to come back online can be overwhelming and sometimes overstimulating to the nervous system. So the modality that I teach and I facilitate is gentle. It's at a pace that's safe for the nervous system. So allowing the sensations to come back online, because a lot of people are numb and we have a lot of numbing activities in our society. Scrolling on social media, which is a very common one. We all do it. I do it. And then on the more extreme level, substance abuse. So prescription medication, alcohol, drugs. There's different things that we use to numb, distract, and dissociate. So one of the first steps is really regulating the nervous system and then allowing the sensations to come back online. So feeling what you actually feel in your body, that's the somatic part of what I'm teaching and what I facilitate. So helping people connect back to their body and then start to listen to what your body is communicating. And at first, it will feel all jumbled. It will feel all jumbled. And I have a podcast episode about detangling because that's a part of it. Because when you connect back and listen to all the sensations, it may feel like a flood of emotions, thoughts, feelings, trauma, all these things bubbling to the surface. And that's why doing it at a pace that's safe for the nervous system is so important. There are a lot of plant ceremonies where it all floods you at one time, which can dysregulate the nervous system. It can be overwhelming, overstimulating. So doing it slowly at a pace that's safe for the nervous system, so you're able to detangle it as it's coming online. So the sensations and things are bubbling up, but if you do it at a pace that's safe for the nervous system, you can sort through it as it's revealing itself to you. And then once you have it detangled, you're able to really tap into your intuition and have clarity on a whole other level. And that's a beautiful process, because then the things that were confusing or painful or hard become more manageable, because you have that inner sovereignty, you have that inner wisdom, you trust yourself. How many people can honestly say they trust themselves? We were taught to trust other people. We were taught to trust our parents. We were taught to trust our teachers. We were taught to trust the government or the people in our churches. And then we learn that a lot of these situations are where our trauma stems from. And so it creates this inner turmoil. And being self-governing is leaning into that inner turmoil to sort through it, heal from it, so we can trust ourselves. And it's not to say our parents weren't bad, they did the best that they could. Maybe our church was great, but there were some things that happened that contributed to religious trauma. The government, that's a whole other topic that we're not going to talk about on this podcast. And the gurus, you hear about people in places of power that are abusing their power and not truly living what they preach. They're not practicing what they preach. So the day and age of the guru is coming to an end. I've been saying that. And we're learning not to blindly trust people in power. And so to balance out the dynamic, we have to turn that trust inward and trust ourselves. So if you really ask yourself right now, how much do I trust myself? When you make a decision, are you asking for external feedback? Are you asking for external advice? Do you feel clarity within your being, and not just in your head? Because we can think about things logically, and usually our logic comes from programming. But can you trust yourself in your being? Feel it in your being, have clarity in your being? Or do you second guess yourself? Do you criticize or judge yourself? Do you feel like you will drop the ball? And so we're seeking that external validation, that external guidance. And it's really great to have mentors. It's really great to have therapists. But a good therapist is not telling you what to do. They're guiding you to find that answer within. A good mentor is not telling you what to do. They're guiding you to find that answer within. So providing frameworks to help peel back the layers of outdated programming, but they're not telling you what to do. Gurus tell you what to do. Do as I say, not as I do. Do as I tell you to do because I know best. That's guru energy. That's coming to an end. A healthy mentor is teaching you to trust yourself, teaching you to go within for the answers. I mentor people. I tell them, I don't want you to need me. I want to guide you to trust yourself, so you have that inner sovereignty, so you have that inner authority, so you are self-governing, because that's healthy. At the end of the day, we have ourselves to trust. We have ourselves to depend on. And we're learning that more and more and more. But I think the process of that is creating a lot of fear. A lot of people are in a state of fear. A lot of people are feeling hopeless and scared and worried, and rightfully so. So how do we lean into that? My solution is learning to trust ourselves, learning to be self-governing, stepping into that autonomy. But I know that it's not always easy. And the very first step is regulating your nervous system. So finding ways, obviously sound therapy, but beyond sound therapy, mindfulness, meditation, gentle yoga and spending time in nature, spending time around people that feel emotionally safe. And when I say emotionally safe, I went through a phase through therapy and working with my mentor where I realized in my personal relationships, I didn't have a lot of emotional safety. So that one may take a little bit longer when you really understand who your nervous system feels safe around. If you share a feeling or emotion, are you invalidated? Are you minimized? Are you dismissed? And people don't always do it maliciously. Sometimes it's just programming. For example, if someone's grieving, someone can respond and say, time heals all wounds. That feels minimizing because time doesn't heal all wounds, but a person doesn't mean bad when they say that. It's just outdated programming that we're learning isn't serving us. Time does not heal all wounds, especially if you lose someone that you love. No time will comfort that. It's learning to live with that pain. And that's the thing about duality, allowing the pain and the joy to coexist. And that's where we are right now because there is so much pain in the world. And we're still here for a human experience that is meant to be enjoyed. So, still allowing ourselves to hold joy even with the pain. And so the work that I do with my clients at my studio, the work that I am helping practitioners do with their clients in their community is us connecting back to our body, finding our own autonomy, and then helping others find autonomy. So going into healing spaces that are controlling, or you feel like you have to fit into a box or be a certain way, that's actually unhealthy. And I think a lot of that is being exposed and coming to an end. And so when people are seeking, they're seeking spaces because if they realize, well, the church doesn't feel good, so then they seek out spiritual spaces, but then spiritual spaces is guru energy and kind of clicky and just it doesn't feel good either, then people are like, well, where do I go? And my answer to that is go within. Go within, connect back to your body, connect back to your sovereignty. And from that place, so much opens up. It's a whole new world when you find that inner sovereignty. It's a really beautiful place to be. I hope this was helpful. If you want to learn more about working with me directly as a client, you can reach out to me at contact@niajae.com. If you are a practitioner that wants to do this work with their clients, helping them regulate their nervous system, helping them find their inner sovereignty, and you feel called to have a more purposeful career, definitely reach out about my certifications and mentorship. We need emotionally safe practitioners in the world that understand autonomy, that understand consent, that understand true compassion, and it's not empathy misses. Like, this is important work. So to me, being an emotionally safe practitioner requires emotional intelligence. So my sound therapy practitioner certification is so much more than just how to play the bowls. The bowls are just the tool. But what I'm teaching is emotional intelligence, emotional safety, peeling back the layers of programming that's actually harmful. If people are coming to us for healing and then we're replicating harmful dynamics in our spaces, in our containers, that's doing more harm. And so a trauma-informed training teaches you how to minimize harm, but we have to learn what is actually harmful. We don't know what we don't know. So the training that I teach goes into what is actually harmful and what usually we don't know that we do every single day because it's programming. It's outdated programming that we're learning. Oh, this contributed to my trauma, or this contributed to my hypervigilance, or this contributed to my anxiety. We're learning these things, and it's important for practitioners to understand that because as people are seeking healing, it's our responsibility to be emotionally safe and physically safe. But I feel physical safety is a no-brainer, but we're learning how important emotional safety is. So if you have interest in working with me, definitely reach out to me. Share this episode with someone that will find value in it. And until next time, wishing you healing and harmony.
Thank you so much for listening to the Sound Therapy Network podcast. Edgar Cayce says, sound is the medicine of the future. The future is now. By listening and sharing this podcast, you are contributing to the wave of healing in the world and safety in the healing space.